How's it going, everyone? This is MOS Tricks, and in this video we're going to be talking about all things fusions and transformations. We're going to be covering exactly how it works, also how to navigate the menus, and finally how much health you actually get back when you do a fusion. So first things first, of course, you have to make sure that your character actually has the ability to transform or fuse. And if you happen to have a fusion or transformation available, this blue icon with an arrow will appear next to your health. The number next to the blue icon tells you how many transformations you have available. As you'll see right here, we're going to go from 2 skill stocks to 3 skill stocks, but we're now going to have 5 different options that we can choose from. For Goku Super, we have all of our base transformations, plus also Gogeta and Vegito. I also want to mention that you have to have Vegeta Super on your team to get access to these other transformations. So obviously, if you have Goku without Vegeta, these won't show up. And if you have Goku Super plus Vegeta early, mid, end, or Majin, it will not show up. Also notice that we now have 8 different transformations to choose from. So if we want to go from base Goku to Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, all we need is 5 skill stocks. Another important note is that you do not have to play as Vegeta first and also get his skill stocks up in order to do this transformation. You can go from base Goku to Blue Vegito or Gogeta without Vegeta ever touching the field. Once you've done a transformation, as long as you have 1 available skill stock, you can transform after 5 seconds. You'll notice the blue icon appear after 5 seconds right here. As far as the layout system of the transformations themselves, your next closest transformation to whatever state you're currently in will always be on square. So for example, if I want to go Super Saiyan right here and then go to Super Saiyan Blue, as soon as I'm finished my transformation and I'm able to transform, Super Saiyan Blue will be on square. So you got to be careful, and I know we've all done this because we thought it would still be on triangle, and if you look here, triangle in this case would be to power down, so you got to be careful. And in this situation here, if we know for a fact that we are the highest possible form that we can be, we know that our only transformation option would be to transform down, and since it's the closest transformation that we have, it's going to be on square. As a little side note, so you don't accidentally power down when you're trying to switch characters, the way that I like to think about this is that if you press up on the D-pad, you are trying to power up. And if you want to switch characters, it's someone else's turn. You turn left and right. This is just how I've thought of it, but it's definitely helped me not make the mistake of going from Super Saiyan Blue to base for no reason, because we know we don't want to do that. For characters like Frieza or Cell, they don't have the ability to go from base form to perfect form or max power. They actually have to go through every single transformation to get to max power. So you'll see here that the next transformation that is available is our 3rd form and nothing else. So as far as transforming, we know that the inputs will always be up to power up, and then square since it's our next closest available transformation. So we know right here that once this transformation is done, if we want to transform again, it'll be up on the D-pad and square once again. And of course, here it is. Another thing that's interesting for both Cell and Frieza is that canonically in the anime, they cannot transform backwards. So once you're in your final form, that is it. You don't have to worry about transforming anymore or accidentally transforming down. And you'll see that right here, I'm pressing up on the D-pad and nothing is happening. Even after a bunch of time passes, I never get that menu ever again as far as transforming. Another thing that's interesting is that if a character has a transformation by way of the fusion dance, it's always going to be up and to the left as far as the L1 menu. So if you know for a fact you want to transform into Gotenks, you could do L1 or R1, but if you're playing as Goku and you want Gogeta, you specifically have to press L1. Another thing I wanted to point out as well too is that if you happen to transform in your current state as far as going from base to Super Saiyan and then you want to fuse, it does not make the skill stock cost cheaper. So if you have no interest in actually going Super Saiyan as Trunks or Goten and you only want to fuse, you do not want to do this because it's going to waste time and skill stocks. A pro tip I highly recommend doing is flipping your menus to the fusion that you actually want and then continuing to play. You should do this at the beginning of every match since the menus do not reset. So if you want to quickly be able to transform, you can instantly open the menu and go straight to Super Saiyan 3 just like I did right here. Since you will always have space at the beginning of the match, you want to make sure that you set up your menus properly, especially if you're playing Goku or Vegeta, because there are so many options. So if we're playing as Trunks and Goten and we know that our highest transformation is Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, all we need to do is set our menu at the beginning of the match, and then once we have 5 skill stocks, we press up on the D-pad and circle. That will take us from base Trunks or Goten to Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks in an instant. And if we want to go from base Gotenks to Super Saiyan 3, we know that it's 2 transformations up, which means it's going to be triangle. So as far as strategy goes, I've seen a ton of players who will play as Goku and Vegeta, and they will wait until they are absolutely one-shot with one character and then go for their transformation. Or they might even play as both characters and then transform at the last possible moment to try and get a brand new fresh character. However, what I found from my testing is that this is the worst strategy you can possibly have, because if you wait until both characters are almost dead, you might get 1 health bar with your transformation. And we also tried the opposite as well, and that is if you try and transform with both characters at max health, you're actually going to throw away 3 whole health bars. You will not get 7 whole health bars with Gogeta or Vegito. In the event that one of your characters is full health and the other one is one shot, you will actually gain 0 health as a whole. Previous to this transformation, Vegeta had 1 full bar plus 3 in reserve, which is exactly what you see right here. Then finally we did one last test to see what would happen if both characters are basically one shot and then you go for a max transformation. And what we found is that this strategy is 1,000,000% not worth doing. As you will see right here, with both characters basically one shot, after this transformation, we have less than 1 bar of health. So this is a huge bit of information, and hopefully this is going to stop you from making mistakes such as trying to wear down both of your characters and then get a brand new one at the last moment, because it does not work. So the verdict is that the most optimal health benefit that you can possibly get is that your first fighter has at least 1 full bar of health. So when you transform, you will get a max 4 bars in reserve plus a full bar. And one last thing, for anyone that doesn't know, I'm someone who's been an esports coach for the last 5 years for both fighting and shooting games. And my #1 goal with this channel is to help you guys become the best players you can possibly be in Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. So if you found the information in this video useful and you're looking for more, please consider subscribing. And once again, this is MOS Trick saying thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you learned something new, and as always, have a good day.